What does being an Indian man mean to you?
Wow, Indian man to me means many things. What I was taught as a young boy, what was modeled for me as an Indian, as a native man, was in the morning time of my life, I thought was the truth. What I learned by the afternoon of life, that half the things that I've been taught about being a native man was a lie. And what I know now that I'm an adult and getting to the evening of life is that I know that an Indian man is supposed to be nurturing, you're supposed to be caring, you're supposed to be a protector, you're supposed to be a provider for his family and for his people.
Yeah.
Honest, forgiving, true courage, not false courage, true ego, not false ego, true pride, not false pride. There's a difference between those things.
Yeah. The next question is, what are you going to contribute to to keeping the culture alive for the next 100 years?
Well, for the next 100 years, I probably won't be around to see that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to teach my grandbabies. I got my little granddaughter right here. The best that I can. Teach those next 7 generations the things that have been taught to me about the ceremonies, about the songs, about the dances, about how to eat good. It's one of the things that we're learning how to do in this Western culture is we got to go back to our indigenous culture by way of food. So teaching the next 7 generations those things and how to be a good native person.
Mm-hmm. So the next question is, who molded culture for you when you were growing up?
About 379.
My grandfather did that. My grandmother, my aunties, my uncles, they did that for me.
Mm-hmm.
They're the ones that they lived it. They lived culturally. They lived indigenously. In this Western society, they were the ones that they practiced those natural order, those principles, those natural laws. They did that, and they provided a safe, loving, nurturing home for us to understand what true culture is.
What does being a warrior mean to you?
Being a warrior means to be honest, to be truthful, to be a protector, to be a nurturer of his people, of his children, of his family, of his community. That's what those things are. That's what it means to me to be a warrior. Doesn't mean those lies of what being a warrior. Doesn't mean be violent. Doesn't mean be abusive. It means to be a protector of, a provider for, a nurturer of your people. That's what it means.
Ooh. So the next question is, what are some of the challenges that our Native youth face today?
There's so many. It's really difficult to say just one, but I think primarily really struggling to fit in both worlds, to hold on to their native identity while having to survive in that dominant culture world, and to hold on to who we are as indigenous people. I think that's one of the biggest challenges that we have. And then as a result of trying that assimilation process is all those things that have been taught to us as people. We hand these bad behaviors down to our children, and suicide is one of the biggest ones. Suicide, addiction issues, lateral violence, sexual abuse, all those things, they're really huge challenges for our kids. Trying to assimilate and to become educated in their system while holding on to our languages, our dances, our ceremonies, our overall way of life, and how we treat each other, how to be good people. I think those are the challenges for our kids.
Yeah.
And the adults, we got some unhealthy adults. And our kids are being raised by a lot of us who don't have those parenting skills, those strong skills as an indigenous parent. I think we got to really start teaching our children what that means and how that looks for our grandchildren, our great-grandchildren, our great-great-grandchildren.
Mm-hmm. So this is the last question. How do you apply the values and principles of our culture in your daily life?
The first thing I do when I wake up is, I offer a prayer. I wake up, and as soon as I wake up, I open my eyes, and I could be sitting on the edge of my bed, because I make relationship with the Creator. I say thank you. I offer gratitude. Mm-hmm. And I've been to places in my life where, I'm blessed to be alive. I'm blessed to be breathing. And what I do is then I make that offering for gratitude for life, and then for having a place to live. Starts at home. And so I make those offerings. The first thing I do before I get in the shower, before I do anything, is I make that morning offering. There was a time where I wasn't almost able to do that, and then I offer gratitude throughout my day. So every day I just try to be a good human being, try to be better than I was yesterday. I've heard people say that, but now I truly understand what that means.
Yeah.
And I try to share that, with my wife, with my children, with my mama, with my nieces and nephews, with my community. I try to be as best as I can. I'm not perfect, but I try to be the best that I can be every day.
Yeah.
There's not a day that goes by, and it starts at home. It starts where I sleep and where I wake up every day. It never fails. And at least 4 times throughout the day, this is what I do. I check in with myself. 4 times throughout the day, we have that right here with our hand. Emotionally, mentally, physically, spiritually, I'm checking in. When I feel out of balance, I check in with myself, and I'll step back and I'll say, hey, how am I feeling? What am I thinking? How am I behaving? And am I in spiritual balance? And so no matter where I'm at, I'm always trying to walk in that prayer, trying to be a good person, trying to constantly walk in that prayer, be that prayer, and not step on my prayer.
Yeah.
And that's what I try to do every day.
Alrighty, brother. Thank you.
Oh.